Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday, the last Friday of July. And they don't give you any time anymore. They used to give you like a minute leeway. So let me get my act together here. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy, there's Jimmy. There's Jimmy and Kate. Oh, dear. Okay. Jimmy, rise up.
Kane figured out how to get the messenger. I couldn't figure it out. I was on my wrong account.
That's fine. That's fine. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Looking for my spectacles. Guess I can live without them. So, Jimmy, how are you doing today? Talk for just a minute so I see if I can find my glasses.
Okay. I saw your promo for the show, and it said we're going to talk about our calendars and our schedule and stuff like that. And I'll give you a head start on that. We were going to Buffini together and spend a couple of days. Actually, I'm going to Buffini by myself. We're going to Tom Ferry together.
Yes.
So, but you're doing something else with Buffini. You're doing something with Jason Pantana.
Yes, in October. Jason Pantana is the video expert. And so I'm going to go to a 2-day boot camp with him in Denver. Yeah, exciting.
Okay. So we're going to do a sales meeting when I come back from Buffini and when we come back from Tom Ferry and just do a brain dump of everything. We can distill 3 days down to 2 hours.
Oh, boy. That's hard for us. I mean, we don't even need to go there and we can talk for 2 hours. Well, let's look at the stats here. They've got all these new things. Hang on. Go up in front of me. Go behind me. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me see if I can trying to get the stats up there on top, but it's just not playing nice. There we go. Hey, I got it. Success. So we have 4,453 available homes on the market. Now that's condos, high rises, single family, and high rise coaches. Yes, everything. So we're doing good. It's 43 days of inventory. It's kind of been like that, for the past couple months. And I always say this, Jimmy, we're churning, which is good. When we're churning, we're selling homes and we're listing homes. And speaking of listings, we've listed 84 homes since yesterday. And so if you can look at the numbers, Jimmy, we're selling 83 and listing 84. What do you think of that?
I think that's pretty close, man.
Pretty close, yeah. So that means we have a really good market. I mean, really good.
So the month to date, July 28th, this is almost the end of the month. How many homes have we sold this month so far?
We've sold 2,232.
And that includes condos and townhouses.
Yes. Yeah.
So 4,400 agents got a check.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that doesn't include the 1,100 new homes that are averaging every month.
Wow.
Yeah. So 4,000 agents got checks.
Yeah.
So that's good. Our median price homes, we just listed 36 yesterday, and we have 992 in that price range. Now that was up pretty high not long ago, but it comes down, keeps coming down a little bit, and that's 30% of the market though, and that's held kind of steady. The $1 million sales are 3.8 a day. That's gone up a little bit. And there's 751 available. And we're going to talk a little bit about $1 million homes and the landing pages and things like that. So I think we're doing fantastic. I think that the investors and non-owner occupieds are buying 21 homes a day. So that's good. And as I always say, the market's pretty diverse here. So, niche is rich. Just pick one.
Well, that's 21 a day. That's been really consistent all year.
Yes.
And right in that range.
Yeah. And I want to show everybody this. See if this will work. Nope. Oh, gosh.
But what that tells me is investors never actually left the market. They've always been, the prices, the interest rates, none of that stuff scared them. They still are buying houses.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. That's a great point too. Exactly. And look what's happening here in July. Look at the median price where it is today for this month. It's gone up. So it was holding at 450 for 2 months, and now it's jumped up to 455. And I haven't used that stat when I create my stats yet, because I'll wait till next Wednesday to see how July comes in.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's 1%. And if it
Mm-hmm.
went up 1% per month, that would be 12% a year, which would be $48,000 you made on a house if you bought it in January from December.
Right. And right now you're right on, because if you bought a home in January, you've made like 28,000.
And you haven't made $28,000 in house payments, I bet.
That's
So
correct.
you're living there for free when you sell the house.
Yeah. Not bad, huh? I think agents that are watching need to listen to what Jimmy just said and maybe repeat it, Jimmy, because it's a great way to put things in perspective when you're talking to buyers.
Yeah, I don't want to pay 7.5%. Well, would you like to make $4,000 a month? And over a year, if we go up 1% a month, that's $48,000 that you've had in appreciation in equity growth, and you probably didn't make $48,000 in house payments for the year.
And you
So
got an
whatever,
interest. Go ahead.
yeah, even with that interest rate, if your house payment's $3,000, you spent $36,000. Now figure how much rent you would have had to pay. Oh, probably about $3,000, maybe $2,500. So you didn't really spend any money for living there. You would have had to pay a rent or a house payment, and you made $48,000.
That's correct. And you got an interest deduction on your taxes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's a big one. That's a big one.
Yes, it is.
Because on that seven, it's 6.5%, 7.5%. A lot of that is interest. And
Yeah.
so that comes off the top of your gross scheduled income.
And don't your property taxes come off also?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the only thing I can't write off is that darn insurance.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I went ahead today and I put things into, I don't know what I'm going to do with this system. It's driving me nuts. So I gave everybody little JPEGs of snippets of what's going on. This is, of course, the what happened last to July of 2021. That's what I was trying to say. This was when we were selling 141 homes a day. And then 2020, we were selling 131 homes a day. And so we're down a little bit, but look at the median prices, $398, and look at 2020, we were way down at $347. So we've gone up 100. So people that bought in 2020 and at a median price of $347, and their home's now worth $455. I mean, they've made almost $200,000. It's quite a number.
Yeah, it's
Quite a
$5,000 a month. It's $120,000 over 24 months. It's $5,000 a month in appreciation.
Yes. I made a snippet of the median single family home because what I did, Jimmy, and this was your suggestion, is instead of just showing somebody the whole big chart, make little snippets of the chart. So I did that for everybody. And then you can just print them out and show them like that. Let me hide this one, and let me hide this one, and let me hide this one. And we'll put the $1 million homes up here. So the $1 million homes, this is a great niche, I think, for people. I mean, it's 17% of the market, and it's 17% of the market, but you don't have to sell as many homes.
Right.
Yeah, so that puts that into a different perspective. And did I show this one? This is the daily one. So now you have the daily, you have the million, and you have what's going on in the past couple of years. You have the appreciation chart. So you're going to have all these. If you've subscribed to signup.b.vegas, these will automatically just come to you every time we produce them and do a show. So you will get them automatically once you sign up. And let's see here. Today, Jimmy, you want to talk a little bit about scheduling.
Well, before you leave that, there's not too much more compelling and convincing than a visual like those numbers. People like to have numbers back up what they're feeling, or showing them that they're not crazy to feel a certain way. And those appreciation numbers and those sales numbers are pretty compelling.
They really are. Yeah. Yes. And I listen to my friend Brian Lazine every morning at 6:30, and the interest rate went up 25 basis points. And then yesterday I heard, I think it was the press secretary for the White House, talk about how great inflation's going down. Jobs are up, salaries are up, inflation's down. Well, why did they raise the interest rate? I'm so confused, and so is Brian Lazine, and so is Steve Harney. You know who he is, Steve Harney.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So all these contributors, they are perplexed. Why did they raise the interest rate?
Well, the newspapers and the TV shows have all been full of a thing called Bidenomics. And I know you remember voodoo economics when Ronald Reagan was president, but now we got Bidenomics, and they're saying all this stuff is going all over. It is confusing, even to the experts that in the financial industries. They're confused. But the bottom line is you got to live somewhere. So all this economics news, the inflation, the interest rates, the unemployment, it's all noise. It's all just noise. I got to live somewhere, and what's going to cost me to live there? And am I going to make any money by living there? And can my landlord sell the house out from underneath me? So the noise, it's easy to get lost in all that chatter. But the truth is, if you're at all able to buy a house, and did you know you can buy a house FHA with no money down?
No.
I didn't either.
Wow.
There's some grant programs out there that don't have to be paid back, and they'll give you the money, and FHA at 3.5% down. You can buy that FHA home. All you got to have is your credit score on 620. It's got to be automated underwriting. It's got to go through the desk. You can't have to all these exceptions and conditions and I have to explain my bankruptcy. But if it's automated underwriting, you can buy an FHA house with no money down.
I don't like that.
Well, if it gets somebody into a house, I like it.
Okay. Well, I know, but okay.
That's okay. Sometimes we have a difference of opinion.
Yes, we do. Yeah, it gives me the chills. Jimmy, let's move on here to something. There is an Instagram, and I don't know if this is on Facebook as well, but it's called Zillow's Gone Wild. And I don't know if I can put them. I don't know how to get this to do what I want it to do. Anyway, I'm going to play this. And this says, you'll never know what's going on inside a home, part 33. So they do this. This is an Instagram site, and they go on Zillow and they find these homes. And it says Las Vegas Pirate Ship Club with an attached Indiana Jones Casita edition, $349,999. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,455 square feet, almost a 7,000 square foot lot. Listing via Ashia Lindell, and the link is in the bio. And so I'm going to play this because I did the pictures of the house.
A clip from Zillow Gone Wild on Instagram, and they featured a Las Vegas home, and it says, you will never know what's going on inside a home. Part 33, Las Vegas Pirate Ship Club with an attached Indiana Jones Casita edition.
You can't hear it?
I can hear it, but is there supposed to be video?
4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,400.
It's coming.
Listing via Sheila Lindell.
I think.
In bio. Please
see if it worked.
To the
Good thing you went to boot camp with Jason Pantana.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I was going too slow.
Yes, that's a bridge.
That's a kitchen. That's a bedroom.
And
this is in Las Vegas, everybody.
That's awesome.
2,455 square feet of
look at that
in somebody's eyes. So not sure where this home is located. I didn't look it up on the MLS, but somebody says, why go to the strip club when you can have a ship club? I guess. I've always wanted to live in a miniature golf course. It puts the irated pirate. That kitchen doesn't even make sense for pirates. Also missed opportunity to have a pool, plank to walk. Woo, lives in a pineapple under the sea. This looks like every chaotic house I've ever built playing The Sims. The owner's mom, who almost certainly had a duck rooster sunflower themed kitchen in the 90s, designed this like she did this bedroom in the 5th grade. Some folks are more committed than I'll ever be. It somehow manages to be more depressing on the inside. To be fair, I feel like the outside color scheme gives a tiny clue that inside isn't going to be a generic gray and white farmhouse. That being said, pirate ship wouldn't have been my first guess either. Anyway, it got 30,582 likes 6 days ago. I didn't add a comment, just showing you what Zillow Gone Wild has for Las Vegas.
So the thing is, Jimmy, with
from Zillow Gone
whoops,
Wild.
the thing is, anybody can do this. We have access to the MLS. We have access to Zillow. I mean, and so this particular this was one of the most viewed houses on Zillow Gone Wild.
Yeah.
They get maybe 600-700 views when they post something, and they go all around the country. But anybody could do this for Las Vegas and get engagement. And that's what you want. You want people to engage with you on social media. Social relationships, engagement is all part of the dynamic there. And I don't remember seeing this. I'm going to have to look it up. I didn't have time, but I saw this. I thought, I've got to show this to everybody, because what I was going to also do today is talk about the CMA a day. And I have a little video here I'm going to show everybody about someone who does a CMA and then reaches out with a video to that homeowner. So let's watch that real quick, and then we'll talk about it. You know, I'm not a person that likes a lot of change, and when they change this format on me, it drives me bananas.
Yeah, I signed on to Facebook today, and I got on my business page somehow, and I had to have Kane come rescue me because I couldn't find the link to your show.
Yeah, everything is changing for some reason. Okay, where'd she go?
I think that Zillow thing is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. I can't find her. Hang on. Hang on.
You know, the CMA a day thing, I think you talk about that in the business planning class.
Yes, absolutely.
And,
yeah.
That's a really good, it's very customized and very specific to a client.
I got to find her. Talk for a minute. I have to find her.
Well, here's the thing. If it's for everybody, it's for nobody. If it's for somebody in particular, that strategy, it's the right things to the right people at the right time for the right reasons. And everybody wants to know the latest on what their house is worth. So it's a message that resonates with every demographic and every, if they're a homeowner, they get these generic things in the mail, but it's not the same as having the CMA a day thing. Very specific, and very specialized for that particular person.
And this, I found the video. So this particular person does this, and then, come on, load. There it goes. Okay, so let's watch this.
Hey, Nikki, I hope you and the family are doing well. I wanted to keep in touch with you because I do remember that you guys were trying to build bigger, add more bedrooms, and I knew you were looking to add more square footage. So I don't know if you got to do that just yet for your property, but I wanted to show you with the bedrooms that you have, it has increased over $100,000 in the last 12 months. So I'm not sure if you guys are still looking to make a move or stay put or build if you haven't yet, but we are also having a webinar with Houseable. Houseable is the leading ADU company here in California to answer everyone's questions, because right now it could be confusing not knowing what to do when building an ADU. So stay in touch with me. I'm including the link below as well. And if you have any questions about your property, values, or anything real estate related, I'm here for you. Take care. So stay in touch with me. I'm well, and if you have any questions about your property, values, or anything real estate related, I'm here for you. Take care. Questions about your property, values, or anything real estate related, I'm here for you. Take care.
Sorry, that got a little slow. But the idea is, so she was reaching out to the person and said their name. You heard that, right?
I didn't hear that part, but she said they had talked about adding some square footage. So it was very clear it was to a specific person.
Right. And what I'm going to put into the group is there is a template of how she did the CMA, which most people already know how to do. But the important part of what I'm going to post, it's a PDF, is how she determined what to say in the video. So it's interesting. So what I think that people need to know is that in Agent Formula, we have a landing page. Oh, Lord. We have a landing page system. And so if you go back to the wild Zillow house, okay, and then you realize that with your website, you can do a landing page with a video. So you could do a landing page with the video of yourself. That's one thing, and talk about the CMA. And then what happens is when they enter their email, it goes to the page on your website of the value of the house. In this case, Jimmy, we're going to watch this video of the 1.9. I'm not going to watch. We don't need to play it. But it goes through. I'll just show a little bit of the first part of it.
This beautiful home is in Ten Oaks Estates. It's a custom 2-story corner.
So what I did is I went on Zillow, I screenshot Zillow, and I went through the home because I like the way the format of the pictures is. It's easier than what the MLS does. So I liked the way they did that. So I used this. And then it says, get a list of $1 million homes. So when they click that, it takes them to the your website where you have already pulled up all the $1 million homes. So you cut and pasted that URL so that when they click, it goes to all the $1 million homes on your website. It's a really cool tool. I mean, you and I get the same question all the time. I need leads. I need leads. Well, these are ways to get leads. You know, first of all, you do the wild Zillow thing, right? Because that's just fun. And then you can, and you can screenshot a home that they did maybe in California. You don't just have to do Vegas. You know, you're just showing people what's going on that's crazy. So that creates engagement. You saw all of the engagement that they got from that one house.
Yeah.
So that's what you're trying to do. And then over and over again, consistency is the key. So you create something like this, and I have a video of how to do it. I did a step-by-step and with arrows showing people what to do and so on and so forth. So it's easy. It takes maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes the first time you do it. But then once you understand, you know, how to do this yellow color and where to put that in the landing page, that Kane created this system, and it's just step by step. It's so easy. And you can do this for your listing. I know one of our agents, Colette's trying to sell a listing, and Heidi, one of our Agent Formula members. And if you use the landing page, you can email it, you can send it in a text, you can, and here's the one thing. Let's say, but I want to send it to the neighborhood. Okay, create a postcard with a QR code that goes to the landing page. There's so many ways I just took the certification class for social media. And one of the major points that they kept telling us is you've got to connect the dots. You've got to realize you've got every tool in your toolbox. You just have to use them, and use the email still gets opens. Now, we're realtors. We think, oh God, we get 200-300 emails a day, a week, whatever, and it's too much. But the normal consumer doesn't get that because their name isn't out there in the lights like ours are everywhere.
Right.
Every advertiser in the country can find every realtor in the country very easily. But the normal homeowner doesn't get all those emails. So they're opening their emails. And of course, you can go to ChatGPT and say, create me a sexy 13-word subject line. 13 words is the key for a subject line. So you just tell Jet, and you can say, no, I don't like that one. And it'll keep doing them until you find a nice subject line that's catchy so that somebody will open your email. Because if it's a dry subject line, they might just pass by it. But
Right.
if it's catchy, like this may be the most important email you open all day. That's a good one. Anyway, once they start getting these things from you, so you want your first one to really be powerful, and maybe your first 3 to be really powerful, and then they won't pass you up. They'll always want to see your emails. So anyway, that's just one idea. And then the postcard, if you don't have their email address, you send them a postcard with a QR code, and hopefully they will go to the landing page, and hopefully they will put in their email address, and now you've got them. So now not only have their address, but now you have their email address. And then, of course,
I see a picture of 50 fishermen on a wharf, on a pier, and they're all fishing in the same little area. And I think what you're talking about right now, like you said about getting leads, I bet the percentage of agents that have figured out actually how to do this is 1%, maybe 2%. And of the ones, maybe some have figured it out most of the way, but they didn't connect all the dots. So this is you would be fishing in a lake where nobody else is fishing. And there's lots of fish in this lake.
Yeah. And if you use, like if you've got a farm, me and my farms, I mean, if you geo-target a farm and you create a video, somebody's been in the house 20 years, it's a 2-story, you create a video that says, hey, I see you've been in your house for 20 years and it's a 2-story. Are you thinking about downsizing to a single story? I can help. And then you said, click here, and they enter your email address, and you'll get a list of some of the nice single family homes or whatever, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But there's so many ideas and ways that people can engage and get leads. And, you and I are Tom Ferryites, and we are Brian Buffiniites, and we hear these top producers that are making 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 a year. You know why? Because they're doing things like this. They're connecting the dots.
Right. It's work, but they're getting it figured out. Yeah. And they're not competing with 99% of the other realtors. They're just competing with a few people, just a very few people, and it didn't take much.
No. And so I was saying to somebody the other day who's trying to sell a house, she's got a full-time job. You probably know who I'm talking about. And she wants to quit that job and just do real estate, which she loves. And so, my suggestion is take that listing, put it on Facebook, and boost it to California for $1 a day, $2 a day, maybe $4 a day. But just keep it going to California. Different cities, maybe, whatever, but every day do a boost for 30 days. And what's it going to cost you? $120 maybe? I think they recommend $4 a day to get maximum coverage. But I mean, these things are available to us. And I think everybody thinks it's so difficult, but it isn't. It just takes time. Our most valuable asset is time. And we have to use it wisely because we can't get it back.
Well, there's a learning curve here, but once you learn it, there's going to be changes. So you got to stay on education. You got to stay on that. And like you said, you're going to see Jason Pantana for a couple-day boot camp on videos, and you already have a lot of this stuff down. You've been doing some of it, but you got to stay up on your education. And when Facebook changes their algorithm and their format, it's daunting. But that's why so few agents have done it. That's why it's only one guy fishing on the lake or 2 people fishing on the lake with all these fish in there.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, let's see. I think that's as much time as we have. I do have a video on how to create this with your agent formula. You can, I just have to pitch agent formula because it's such an awesome system. You can create these landing pages without paying another company. And a lot of companies say, well, we'll create your landing pages, but it's like $40, $50. Y'all are being ripped off. It doesn't cost that much. Agent formula, it's $59 a month, and so you use the code 59year that Kane's created for the promo code, and you can do the landing pages. You can go and download a video. I have another idea that I'm putting on YouTube where I took a snippet of the Mob Museum. because you want to do things that attract people. So I took a snippet of the Mob Museum and I put Oscar Goodman's picture there, which is, we've got his picture on the video so we can use it, full rights. And so then I want to say, and I say, see the old mafia in Vegas. What I'm trying to do is to get people to watch me, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the same mentality exists here with real estate. It can't always be about homes. You want to do other things. And we have those 55 videos. That's 55 snippets of information that you can put across all the social media platforms that you're on. Anyway, there's so many things. And we're going to have a class, aren't we, Jimmy? I don't have my calendar in front of me.
And we need the class because it's to figure this out yourself. If you come to a class, you'll learn more in an hour or two than you're going to figure out in a week. So we need to be doing classes maybe every 10 days, two or three a month.
Yeah. So do you have your calendar there? We do have one scheduled, I think.
We do have one scheduled. I don't have my calendar up.
Okay, but we'll post it because, and even if you don't have an Agent Formula website, come and see what it will do and how easy it really is. It's difficult till you know the steps. And then once you know the steps, it's easy.
Well, so and bring your laptop because it's one thing to tell you what red looks like, but it's another thing to show you a red picture.
Exactly. Good point, Jimmy. Good point. And what are you doing today in 20 minutes?
We're going to ethics and negotiating, and Kane has updated the PowerPoint. We've got a lot of new information on there, just really updated a lot of it, but it's ethics and negotiating, and ethics is important and negotiating is important. So we're kind of blended those two topics together, and there's a little bit of each.
Good. And when I advertised it, I advertised, learn how to negotiate and win ethically. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of negotiation tips. And I think I also put out in another one that we are going to go over, the closing techniques.
Well, and we do have a lot of people here live and a lot of people Zoom. So it's going to be a good class. There'll be some interaction and some thoughts from the students too. It won't just be a talking head for 3 hours.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to sign up, you still can. And if you can Zoom or just walk into the classroom, and you can do that as well. So unless you're busy, you might as well learn something.
Yeah. At the very least, you can sign on a Zoom. It's 17 minutes from now. Yes.
Okay. I went 2 minutes over, so I got to go. I love everybody. Subscribe, hit the notification button if you're on YouTube so you can, when we go live. Jimmy and I are working up a calendar so that you'll know when we're going to be together on live video. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend and stay cool.
You too.